Hey, this is Chumbucket. Welcome back to the VIP Investor Room recordings. Today we're going over the messages on February 27th. Disclaimer, this YouTube channel is for educational purposes only and should not be considered financial advice. Consult a financial advisor before making any financial decisions. Trading carries risk. Consider your investment objectives and risk tolerance before making any decisions. This Bitcoin pump through key resistance at 52.8K was a lot more decisive than I thought it would be. As per my previous message, once this level is broken, the next resistance is 59.5K to 60K area. So far, there's actually not a lot of euphoria, not a lot of retails coming back to crypto with large positions yet. In my circles, I've had 3 retail people talk to me about Bitcoin and crypto. What this is indicating to me is that the 69K all-time high should be broken sooner or later. If there is no recession or Nasdaq does not top and go into bear market, then a lot of retail and institutional investor money will come into crypto in 6 to 12 months. Why? Because most people only react to price, even 90% of institutional investors. They pile into the Max 7 stocks now and short China stocks as the most popular trades. Not a year or two ago when the trend first started. They pile in only when it is always in the news. So we could see headlines soon of Bitcoin above 60K and Bitcoin near all-time high, which is going to drive FOMO from both retail and institutional investors. And on April 10th, after 90 days of Bitcoin ETF trading, they will have to announce by protocol who is buying Bitcoin ETF. There are bound to be some surprising names in there, like for example, George Soros, Bill Gates, Warren Buffett, etc. There are bound to be some major surprises revealed on April 10th, so that there will be another reason to make Bitcoin legit to retail and institutions. So the retail and institutional FOMO is coming if price gets into the 60s. To be precise, at 69K when the headlines go out that Bitcoin is at the new all-time high. With $500 million USD buying Bitcoin every day from Wall Street, it is very bullish indeed. So Bitcoin at 57K is not a surprise. I thought it would get here sooner or later, but this is sooner than I anticipated. So if we look at the Bitcoin chart, it has always been on continuous rally without much pullback for 3 weeks. One theory we spoke about in here is becoming true, and that is Bitcoin halving is getting front run. So on April 15th is a Bitcoin halving, and I've seen almost every influencer point to an 8-year chart and say every time 3 to 6 months after the halving, a big bull run of Bitcoin and altcoins starts. So once this becomes a consensus, then most people in crypto like yourselves would be like, I see, so buy before the halving because it's probably going to go up afterwards. Or the much smaller possibility is that Bitcoin does not do a bull run until a year or two after April 15th, which is looking unlikely with the number of bullish factors lining up. So this April 15th halving is going to get a front run to some extent, and crypto natives will likely buy more before the halving instead of after. So the entire rally could come sooner. Then ETH ETF decision date is at May 23rd, and we've seen how Bitcoin behaves with an ETF approval. So ETH again may not need to wait till afterwards to pump. Chances are ETH pumps beforehand. My projections from yesterday was 3,600, Bitcoin gets to 5,960 area, and eventually to match the run up in Bitcoin it needs to get above 4,000. So in short, I think the rally in both Bitcoin and ETH are coming before the halving and easily before the SEC decision, as traders assume what happens to Bitcoin will happen to ETH. The key for me is to watch the ETH chart and altcoin total market cap. As we saw in the last bull run, ETH and altcoins, the orange and blue chart, blew past Bitcoin and went up way higher. Bitcoin ran 16x for memory, but ETH and the 150 largest altcoins ran way higher than Bitcoin in terms of X's. This is not really a surprise. It is much easier to lift a tiny coin with 3 million market cap up 100x, and then it is still only 300 million. Quite small in a crypto bull market. So far we can see in this bull run, ETH is easily lagging behind Bitcoin as I showed yesterday. And then the total altcoins, total market cap, is still way behind ETH and Bitcoin. Way behind. I called for an altcoin bull market here in this Discord on November 7th last year, and that looks like almost exactly where the train started rolling. I know that 90 to 95% of our Discord actually cares about what altcoins do more than Bitcoin itself, so it seems altcoins are still in an early phase. Altcoins are probably still in wave 1 if we have to do a wave count here. Remember, for an altcoin bull run, it would take a Nasdaq new all-time high, tick, and a Bitcoin new all-time high. Not quite there yet. Yes, if the Fed were to cut rates or slow down QT, that would pump everything if it's not caused by recession, and that altcoin chart is only the top 150 altcoins like ADA, VET, Dodge, etc. Imagine in a strong narrative such as gaming or AI or DPIN, maybe even BRC20/ordinals. For a small coin under 50M, how many X's can they run? A Nasdaq new all-time high and Bitcoin new all-time high has always been the prerequisite for an altcoin bull run, and it seems we're getting there probably sooner than later. But either way, as I told folks in here, I've just been selling the coins and adding to my portfolio of quality altcoins whenever they do a 60 to 70% crash. I've got some bags packed in altcoins, large caps, mid caps, and tiny caps. If my theory that the halving gets front run, then that would be great. For example, VET is making a comeback. I know some members hold this coin, but this is an older coin and it is already at 4.1 billion FDV. So this is mostly the reason I've spoken a little about the crowd favorites, because they are already huge and they are on the past cycles, which tends to be more difficult to pump. A 10x for VET from here would be 41 billion So this Chinese logistic coin would then be larger than almost all China stocks except Tencent. Do you see what I mean? The next major target resistance level for VET is 0.065 area, but there are much smaller coins that also work in logistics, such as OBOT, which had like a 7x jump recently, and it is still at just 14 million FDV. I've been accumulating some here. It's probably a good place to DCA in below 0.048, and lucky for us if it gets to 0.031 area. The one problem is, what narrative does this OBOT fall into? In my estimation, it is possible OBOT and VET are classified into the DePIN narrative, which is decentralized physical infrastructure. If VET has to make some big moves, then OBOT could do a big catch-up run. Here is the description. OBOT Tech. Smart Hub is a fully digital ecosystem for all actors in supply chains where they can remotely collaborate in a decentralized, democratic blockchain network. The Smart Hub offers blockchain and cloud-powered communication hubs, tamper-proof, unified and online documentation exchange, IoT-based real-time visibility and tracking, open and decentralized network marketplace. Do your own research, not financial advice. Another coin that is in this logistic business is Trias. It is actually more of an interoperability protocol. They call themselves layer -1. In this sense, they are similar to Quant, but much smaller. And the reason they're kind of a logistic coin is that they signed a big collaboration deal with China's Logistic Association. I guess there are different chains in Chinese logistics, such as VET, JD has its own chain, etc. So Tria's job is to become the underlying layer to connect all these different chains. So it is like a Quant and also like a VET. This was on my list of swan coins to buy during the dip of the last 3 or 4 weeks. My price target was around the 10.5 to 11 area, and now price has recovered, probably ready to take off again. It is a mid cap at 150 million market cap, but was under 100 million when I called it. And you notice on the chart it's about to hit a new all-time high. If Bitcoin gets above 69k and retail money and institutions pour into crypto, then Trias could easily get into new all-time highs and be in price discovery mode with no sellers left from the bear market. There are a lot of quality coins like this, and I told folks what is on the list and what I'm looking at. I sent 2 lists in here and updated on new small gems every day. As I said to folks, I was selling coins and rotating into high quality coins, and some of them are still down a lot, 50 to 70%, whilst Bitcoin and ETH are making big rallies. Is that the last time to load up on some of these coins, especially the last 3 to 4 weeks? I hope folks got in. And Pablo included an X post that reads, I'm thrilled to announce that yesterday Octa Innovations finalized a strategic partnership with the China Federation of Logistics and Purchasing, a ministry-level federation overseeing the entire supply chain industry in China. Together, we've launched the Intelligent Supply Chain Public Service Platform, which will serve as the central repository for all supply chain data of China on our blockchain network. More news will come. There are a number of coins which are in very bullish narratives, and I've been telling folks where I'm buying them. This UEFN game coin, for example, my entry to DCA was around 0.0024, but it got down to 0.0016 today, so I bought more when it went down. This is still only less than 2 million in market cap. It is a game infrastructure coin, which are usually better than single game coins in my opinion. And also it is a new launch only very recently, so unlike coins like VET or 88 ETH, etc., the devs are not worth 500 million USD already from dumping on retail last bull run. New coins such as UEFN, they still need to ramp up the price 10 to 20x or whatever, and then the devs can dump their coins. And the team is doxed and attends physical events all the time. I spoke about it a couple of days ago, but the price to DCA just got better. Do your own research, not financial advice. Another coin I've been DCAing into is this EFX. It made a massive jump recently because rumor got out that its team was going to bridge the coin onto the Solana chain. The founder of this EFX is a Dutch guy, the same guy who created NOS, which has already ran 500x in the last month. So the market seems to really like this coin, thinking it could be the next NOS. I am not sure. A good place to DCA in would be below 0.05. Much of this is based on a rumor, so don't FOMO in and do your own research, not financial advice. Alright, so these are Pablo's messages for February 27th, and be sure to let us know down in the comments if you want us to continue this. Thank you, and see you in the Discord.